therapscene.com. I am Frank 5D, the anomaly sworn solemnly high snobbity. Today we got educated street shit. This dude is nothing short of amazing in his artistry. MC, producer, engineer. He's what hip hop sounds like, literally, in case some of y'all forgot. He's currently teaching AI how to breakdance. People, we have Toney boy. What up,
Was
man?
good, man.
Chilling. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling good, man. Had a nice long day at work. Just relaxing, about to watch some basketball later. You know how it goes.
That's what up. Who's your team?
My team is really the Chicago Bulls, but I'm rooting for Minnesota in this one.
Okay. Word up, word up. Well, thank you. Yes, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Thank you. We won't keep you from the game. Um, tell the people where you're from and what you do.
I am from Buffalo, New York. I am a rapper, producer, sound engineer, promoter, DJ, uh, hip hop purist, a little bit of everything.
hmm Word up. So, how was it coming up there?
Coming up in Buffalo was cool. You know, I'm from the east side of Buffalo, mostly black side of Buffalo. It's real segregated here. Probably still one of the most segregated cities in America. Um, but it was cool. Like my parents were great. You know what I'm saying? I had a real good support system. My grandmother was the one that really got me into like music and stuff. Had me in church and whatnot. Um, we all have. I had a couple slips and falls. As a teenager, and whatnot. But I feel like Buffalo, like it made me really appreciate music a lot, because we got like history with like back in the days with Duke Ellington and like like jazz musicians. Like we have a colored musicians club here. So I mean, I just kind of I'm a sponge. So I like, but Buffalo just kind of like made me who I am today.
That's word up. I mean, it seems like that's all Buffalo has going for it. You ever tried not being from Buffalo? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. So let's
I thought about it. I moved a couple times.
um let's keep on that. You said you got into music from your grandmother a long time ago. You have a musical youth. What instruments did you play?
So I started out. My father here got me a electric guitar. I think I was like 7 or something like that. Took some lessons. Didn't really get into it. My uncle, he nasty on it. My uncle Mike. Um, but yeah, never really got into the guitar. Then I played the alto sax in school for the school band for like 2 3 years. Fell out of love with that. Started playing the drums like 7th 8th grade throughout high school, and then I found turntables.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I really fell in love with the craft of that. So like that became my instrument, or like my instrument of choice. So I started to learn how to DJ and scratch and um, making beats in the process. I ended up going to school in Florida, Full Sail University, and learning a lot about production and engineering. That's what my main trade is. Um, but yeah, I just, like I said, I'm a sponge. Like I just kept learning and learning, and I was like, okay, I feel like I gotta dive deeper into this. So like, Full Sail taught me a lot about pop culture and like music structure and sonics, and so I'm knee deep in it, man.
Do you still play the turntables?
Yeah, I mean, when I get a chance, they're in my basement right now. But yeah, whenever I get a chance to get on some decks, I'll play. Like we just did a '90s and 2000s party not too long ago, and we played on some beautiful 12s that my boy has, and I had a great time. Yeah, but usually when I DJ now, like I play on some controllers because like it's easy to lug in and lug out.
hmm Do you have a vinyl collection?
Yeah, I have a very nice vinyl collection.
Sweet, sweet,
I
sweet. Yeah.
hear some of it from my mother. Like she was ready to throw it away. We're moving out of our old houses back in the day, and
Yeah.
like just a cabinet full of vinyl. I'm like, what's these? And she's like, oh, I was getting ready to throw them away. I go look through them. It's like Criminal Minded. It's some good vinyls like Stevie Wonder. Like, I'm like, oh, you about to throw these away? So yeah.
That I inherited a nice chunk of my collection from my father. Mostly old '70s soul. And a lot of gems, a lot of rare stuff. That's what you get when you get those collections from your parents.
Yeah, for sure.
Tight. My brother was a DJ. I got a little bit of skills on the ones and twos, but I'd say I write a lot better. So what other instruments do you still play?
I mean, I mess around on the keyboard, but I'm not like really trained on that. But I know music theory enough to get what I want done.
It's more for
So
making beats.
Yeah, more so for making beats. I don't have the finger memory or muscle memory, to really play. But yeah, like I enjoy trying to find in like the chord that I'm looking for in my head.
That's tight. So you actually like hip hop, huh? What's up with
Love it. Love it.
that? So when and why did you realize that this is what you was gonna do?
Mm. Okay, so I think it was like back in 2005.
Hmm.
Um, Me and my brother, we were recording in the house, whatever. It was this kid named Chris, and he stayed a few blocks away, whatever. And my boy Bam would always say like, "Yo, you gotta come to Chris' house record. Like, come to Chris' house record. Stop recording on your laptop. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here." So we finally go over there, and this dude has like a nice basement setup. iMac computer, like basically what everybody has today. But he had that in his basement, and I was like, "Oh, damn! Like, okay, like you can have this in your house." Long story short, his father was an engineer for one of DMX's albums. 'Cause DMX used to record here a lot. His name is Chuck Madden. So like I was able to see that setup, talk to his dad a little bit. He used to hook us up, like let us use some of like his better gear every now and then. So that just kind of started me down a rabbit hole of like really learning more about the craft and taking it serious and like actually going to school to learn how to engineer and like do all the rest of the stuff I've been doing.
That's what's up. So you engineer all your own stuff, or how often do you outsource?
Um, I try to outsource maybe every other project, like just to get like a different feel, and then sometimes I just don't have the time. Like perfect example, like right now I'm in a situation I got to finish a project for Conway. I got like two other tracks on the burner. Got some other stuff coming up, like so. Like I try to keep stuff moving. Sometimes I just don't have time.
That's what's up. In your music, in your stuff, you be having some crazy references, man. I want to ask you what's your favorite movie?
Okay, so my favorite movie probably has to be Major Pain.
Major Pain. Yeah.
Major Pain.
Hmm.
Like all my movies are like I like quirky movies. On Major Pain, Water Boy, Half Baked, all those type of movies. Um, yeah, like I like to laugh. I like comedy.
That's tight. How we all love comedy. How important is it to be like well rounded as an MC?
I think it's very important. I mean, probably the main genre I listen to daily is probably R&B. Um, and like I get so many ideas and song structures, everything. So I think like and I listen to the young guys too. You got to stay tapped in with what's going on. For a while, it didn't make sense to me, but now I'm starting to understand it a little bit more. But yeah, like I can't be an old bitter man, So like being acceptive to what's going on, and then still knowing like the pocket and the crew of people that are looking for what I do or what people in Buffalo do. So the world's so big nowadays, you can't really be pinpointed on like a genre, now the subgenre. It used to be just be hip hop, and this is how you rap. This was the culture, blah blah blah. Now we got so many subgenres. You just gotta let it be what it be.
That's what's up. Like, what do you think of Buffalo drill? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm saying there are a couple dudes. Man. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
really,
I
yeah,
can
I don't really tap in it. I can't tell you who, but yeah, there's some dudes.
I can imagine. Yeah, it's you have to, because what if I guess the old heads back in the day when more of us were younger, like what if they weren't tapped into to what the youth was going on. Everybody thinks like well, not everybody of course, but that age divide in this thing of ours, like it's something that's a real head scratcher to me, of course, as I'm scratching my head.
Well,
It's
I think
something.
a lot of it for like the older generation, the age divide and the change in sound and content was so much drastic for them back in the day compared to like people were still making love songs on the radio and now like we're going to like they got gangster rap and like it was very drastic back then. I mean it has its drastic points in today's music too, but I feel like it was way different back then.
Yeah. And each of those subgenres has evolved in their own way. Like
Yeah,
love songs used to be love songs. Now they're sex songs.
right.
And like I guess what gangster rap used to kind of be studio gangster rap, but now they're talking about real fucking killings that they're actually doing.
Right, and
So,
that gangster rap back then was, political too.
huh, right, and then now it's just all street politics or whatnot, or
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
mm, I mean, we've been here for a while now. We're gonna stay here. We're gonna keep it going, and we're gonna keep pushing the dope shit.
Right.
Break down how your style and how you have changed and grown as an artist over time.
Oh man, it's been interesting. Like my style first started off, like when 808s and like Gucci, Soldier Boy, and all that was crazy. Like I was like, oh, I'm about to bring hip hop back. Like I was one of those those kids. But then I caught myself, rapping and doing some of those same trends. Just really testing my artistry. But I got older and fell back in love with Jay Dilla, and you know, just really started to really fall in love with hip hop, like the culture, and just really want to elevate it and like really want to bring some intelligence back, like into my writing process and like and what's going on in the content world.
That's what's up. Thank you for what you're doing,
Appreciate that.
Tony Boy. Hip hop is America's biggest cultural export now. To the point that it's the world's culture, the universal culture. My question is, why? What makes hip hop the best?
Because black people are the best. I mean, like if pop culture has come this far to where like rap is the main thing. Like man, jazz was popping. We made rock and roll. Um, I mean, there's a number of things that we've started and discredited. If not credited at all. We
Good
basically
point.
create the culture.
These are
So,
good points. Talk to me. Keep going.
and so I mean, I think that's pretty much how I can just sum it up. We've created culture for years, and like then other people go and try to monetize it.
Mm. Well, we got to monetize it ourselves as well.
Right.
Um, you in your hip hop, you blend the old school and the new school. Um, Tell me about the creative process behind that and your approach to music.
Um, like I said, like I grew up in the era where like Soldier Boy and Gucci Man was like super popping, and I can't say that I didn't like it. Like I did play it in my car, like I still do to this day. Um, so like it's more so just trying. Like I said, like I learned a lot in Full Sail about sonics. So me just trying to blend the sonic level of today's music with the old school style and boom bap or just rap, whatever I just call it rap. But yeah, just I don't want to be put in a box of an era because the beat sounds a certain way. If I'm like depending on like I want it to be on like what we say, how we arrange it, and how the song really like comes out. Because I feel like people hear a beat automatically and like, oh, this is trap music. Like no, you know what I'm saying? Like just because there's an 808 under it, this doesn't make it a trap song.
Buffalo, the Renaissance.
The
There's a Buffalo
Renaissance.
Renaissance that's been well underway right now. It's in full swing. And I want to pose one of your own questions to you that I've heard you talk about. What is Buffalo doing to sustain the recognition and to cultivate more dope hip hop artists?
Oh, that's a good question. We've had a bunch of like new festivals and people have been putting together showcases and things and such. Um, I'm a kind of against the showcases because like they're like the pay to play showcases, and it's not really showing people how to cultivate an audience and to play in front of those 10 people and to to work harder. But there's definitely been a bunch of things. Like we have the 716 awards; those pop up now. There's people giving awards to local artists for their hard work. Um, Conway has the Drumrock Festival. There's another local festival where we headline local artists. It's called the Buffalo Festival. Um, and then I try to help and bring in underground artists to the city and have them headline the show, have somebody open up, like have just put opportunities on the table.
Dope. Keep doing it because all eyes are up there. There's definitely a lot going on. I've been lucky enough to talk to a lot of the artists that are coming out there and doing their thing. Upstate, not just in Buffalo. I've been able to talk to a few people. Um, one of them is Pretty Bully from
Oh,
Buffalo.
she's dope. Yeah, yeah.
She's dope as hell. And shout out to Pretty Bully. We had a really fun conversation. Um, on what I want to ask is, female artists are running the game right now. Why is it so polarizing?
I guess it's more so the content uh, than I'm not gonna say they're not talented, but it's more so like more the shock value of what they're saying. And I get it for them, it's empowering, but like it's still kind of misogynistic on their end. It's weird, but I don't want to sound like a hater, but yeah, shout out to them. But it's definitely it's a weird game. It's a weird game too. Like, cause why isn't Pretty Bully up there? Like what I'm saying, like with those caliber of rhymers, because she is. But I think it's more so like her content compared to their content.
Word up, yeah. I mean, well said and understood. It's a strange thing, and she sort of told me almost the same thing. She worded it different, definitely. From her perspective, from a hers perspective, should I say as well too.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's dope. Who would be your favorite female artist?
I love Rhapsody. Rhapsody is really dope.
She's
I
on her
remember
campaign
hearing,
right now.
yeah, when I first heard her, I thought it was a little boy. I was like, wait, who's this little kid rapping? Hold on, this is a girl. All right, word. She's going in.
She's on her campaign for a new project right now. Shout out Rhapsody. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Rhapsody. I met her once a while ago in Miami.
Tight. Dope. How was that? She nice. She's cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, very cool. It was funny story. My homie, one of my producers, Adrian, she walked up to him and thought his name was Doug. So like we just played it off like he's like, yeah, Doug, I could be Doug.
Yeah, I'm done. That's funny. Doug from
Right. So that was a good laugh at Rhapsody too.
tight. Yeah. Shout out rap. So you're currently teaching AI how to break dance. How's that going?
It's tough. It's tough because I never started.
Oh snap! Wait, really? No? Are my notes? Oh wait, I really need to beat up one of my interns. Nah. So look, I think Buffalo has the potential to be a major music hub with all the talent that's there. Like a Philly, like especially being so close to New York.
Yeah.
What's it gonna take to push that over the edge?
Um, that is a good question and probably a question I don't have a real answer to. Because I mean, it's gonna. I think it's just gonna take more artists to really take it a little bit more serious. I think Weston, the Griselda voice kind of shed light that it could be done. Then there's a few other of us that picked up scraps that they left. But other than that, I still think people are waiting for somebody to come swoop them up and save them. It's like there's still some work to be done. But I mean, in due time. Like a lot of these artists nowadays they're really young. They're still in their early 20s, so they really haven't experienced some of the ups and downs of it.
Why doesn't Griselda come swoop up more?
They have in a bunch of cases. You got Jay Ski, Love the Genius, Rick Hyde. There's a bunch of people that but you mean in a lot of cases you can't save everybody. Or like you got to make yourself a little bit more recognizable, maybe in some cases. Like it's the game ain't about talent nowadays. Like you have to be a business and be a little bit popular. So like we're getting a record that was not the same as back 10, 15 years ago.
with the way that the game is kind of re-looking at bars, as if they ever left. Bars matter again. They were never gone. um why is Buffalo still overshadowed by New York City, as far as because everything that comes out of that big apple just seems manufactured and just seems I don't know, biting off some other style or sounding like something else. Buffalo still sounds like New York. Uh,
Right.
what's going on with that?
Um, I just think that that's just always where where we've kind of been. Like, it's like we're a forgotten city. So when you feel slighted and forgotten, like you work harder and you spit harder, and the beats come out a little bit different. And also, I feel like people also forget we're very close to like the Midwest, being on this side of New York. So like our our influence from like Bone Thugs and all that Cleveland stuff, Chicago is like we have our influence is like a little bit more grittier than New York City. Like we're from what they call the Rust Belt, like just a bunch of abandoned factories and people out of work and stuff like that. But I think that kind of adds to the grittiness of that, of keeping it real pure to like that real rap boom back. Cause there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of real stories to tell.
Hmm, I hear that. And it's always painted as there's a million stories to tell in New York City, and that they make it seem like there are no stories to tell anywhere else. I
I
think it's a
mean, I
little
feel like we've heard so many rappers out of New York. It's like, how many more stories could they tell us?
like it's really something going on behind the scenes. It's a deep state of hip hop. It's for real, like the puppeteers
Yeah.
behind what. So okay, that's a clear distinction. Of course, the big city from the upstate. What sets Buffalo apart from, say, Rochester or Syracuse?
Um, it's really honestly just a bigger city. It's like we might have a few more metropolitan values than they do, but other than that, I go to Rochester and Syracuse, and it feels like I'm in the same Buffalo neighborhood. Like except that they just don't really have like a downtown area or like club strips or whatever. But yeah, and even Buffalo, like our area is real small. Like it's you go to like little small holes in the wall that it looked like nobody would ever walk in there. Then you walk in, it's a whole nightclub. Like it's spots like that in Buffalo. We don't have like big nightclubs and stuff.
Who's doper, Buffalo, Rochester, or Syracuse?
I'm not answering that. I'm not. I got love for all three, man.
Okay, who's doper,
I actually
Buffalo?
like the one record on the project, Upstate Tastemakers. That's why I named it that. I had Brad Pitt from Rochester, B.A. Bad from Syracuse.
Um, who's doper, Rochester or Niagara Falls?
I'm not answering that either. I got love for the Falls. I work with Jamal Gasol. That's actually cool. I'm signed to his label, so yeah, I got mad love for the Falls too.
Tight, man. I think it's I talked about this with a couple artists. I think it's a conspiracy, man. Like when I look at the unity that the West Coast has, as far as like Cali artists and even up to Washington. Like I even extend that down to Mexico. Like there's a lot of unity on the West Coast of hip hop. Why isn't it the same on the East? Like it's just so weird. Like it's a conspiracy, man.
Oh man,
Mm.
if I had a legit answer to that, I would give it. But like my thought on that is more so that I don't know. It's still like that old school battle. Like so I was like, my click's harder than your click, so like we can't mess with them. Which is cool. It keeps competition great. You know what I mean? But yeah, sometimes I wish we could have more unity on this side of the country.
I'm telling you, it's a kid. Let's get your thoughts on a couple other hip hop conspiracies. Let's go. Yes, I need some answers. Did Suge Knight give Easy E the needle?
Mm, I don't think so.
Uh, don't think so. I
I,
don't
I
either.
I think Sugar has a lot more compassion than what people give him credit for.
Uh, way to show compassion yourself. Um, yeah, I don't know. I would just hate to believe that about anybody. Maybe I'm just too good. Is it true that Nicki Minaj is just Jay-Z pitched up?
No, it's not true.
Not true,
Not true.
man. Because like you hear some of them bars, like and then like you hear it pitched up, and like it's like, oh,
Not true. Not true.
okay. Did the Wu have ODB killed?
No.
No, I don't want to believe that either. That just sounds terrible. And rest in peace, sir. Are Beats headphones transmitting subliminal messages into the minds of young hip hop fans?
I hope they're good messages because these are beats right now.
Oh shit! What? Oh my god! Look around real quick and make sure I'm not being watched. Did the Illuminati take out Prodigy?
Ooh, if they took our Prodigy, they took our Price too.
Mm. Rest in peace.
Rest in
John
peace.
P and P. Two P's of the same pod. Dope hip hop shit. Are they really out here cloning rappers?
I hope not. I mean, maybe that's why I stay underground, so I never find out.
Hmm. All right, so Tony Boy is not a
No, it's
clone, not
one.
Cloney Boy.
Nah, no one and only.
Okay, word up. That's good to hear, sir. Is DJ Academics really an AI experiment, an AI social experiment?
Mm. Maybe his script might be, but I think he's a real person.
Hmm. Okay. Last but not least, did Megan Thee Stallion shoot Tory Lanez?
Yes.
Ooh, you believe in this one? Tell me more.
I just don't believe in her actions. It was patchy accents. Like you don't say one thing and then say another. So like I mean, so,
Hmm. And her friend on the stand and everything.
yeah, like yeah, it's a little I don't know. It's a dirty game, man.
Dirty game. Thank you for playing that game. You know, it's the conspiracy true, Tony boy.
Word.
That is what's up. And again, thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you sitting right here with the rap saying shout out to you
Well, thanks
and
for having me.
Weekend at Tony's.
Yeah.
The project is in heavy rotation. Why is it so dope?
Ooh. I think because I took a lot of time on it.
Good answer. Tell me more.
I hadn't released a project in probably 2 years. The project that I had released before that I had doing my brother Games. Um, but yeah, I was just kind of like I was working a lot. I was mixing and mastering for Conway. Westside Gun had flew me out. I was just all over the place, so I really wasn't writing a lot. And it's crazy. I started writing a lot crazy on the road with Westside Gun. That kind of like kicked off that project. Um, and I wrote like 2 or 3 records out on the road with him, and then came home, waited another 2 3 months, wrote some more, got some more beats, and then finally just like pieced it together, put the features on. Some people didn't even know they were on a record with anybody. They're just like, oh, this in a verse, like okay, cool. So I put it all together. It's like this sounds about right, and that was Weekend at Tony's.
Oh, it sounds about right. Is the perfect way to describe it. Chef's kiss. Throwing that
Thank
right
you, brother.
there. What? So that's tight. Like at least a 2 year gap. What went into it that may have not went into any prior work? You must have grown in that 2 years. You must have come up with new ideas and done some things that you've never done in that 2 year gap. What went into Weekend at Tony's that never went into a prior project?
Mostly just listening to a lot of music and and really finding out like what I really liked and how I wanted to incorporate it into mine. Like not trying to steal anybody's style or anything. It's still my style, but just like I said, Sonics is really big with what I tried to do with this one, more so than trying to make sure all the beats were like crazy and super arranged. And no, I just want to make sure everything just kind of had like a smooth sounding feel to it. Something you can ride in the car to, like just like easy listening. And I think I accomplished it.
That is amazing. Like I don't know how many times I played it, but and I can't. I kind of described it as that, but I didn't want to bring that to you as easy listening hip hop. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Get on your bad side to offend you with that. I love
No, no.
I love yacht rock. Like I'm that guy. Like honestly, I'm one of those rare birds who still likes the radio. Who those rare hip hop dudes who has always liked the radio.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't want to say easy listening hip hop. That is exactly how I wanted to describe it. And it's beautiful. and it
Thank
sounds like
you.
you accomplished exactly what you set out to do. What tell me about what the features, how the features came about.
So like the Brad Pitt one, I was sitting on that for like 2 years. We had did that record. I had like it's crazy. Him, BA Bad. We were all in the studio together. I had called a bunch of producers, send me some beats. I got all these rappers in one room. We ended up doing like 2 records. Laid that down. Never finished it. Um, Kind of forgot about it honestly. Then I stumbled back across it. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do with this? Put that on the album. Uh, Amina the Empress, that's like my little sister. We went to pre-K together, so I've known her for 30 some years. Um, who else is on there? MC Tay, dope MC from LA. He's really dope. I think he had like interned for Aftermath or something like along those lines. So he's really dope. BA Bad, that's the homie. Put him on a bunch of shows that I used to book here in Buffalo. Um, Games and Skate, those are like my brothers. Like you can tell me they're not my blood, but you know they were not. We just grew up together and been making music since we were like 15 years old. Um, who else is on there? My man 40. That's one of Westside Gun's managers. Got him on the album. Who else is there? YNX, one of my favorite Buffalo MCs. Jamal Gasol, my label mate. I think that's everybody.
That's what's up. It's why come out the gate, off the hiatus with all the features? Was that something that you felt that you needed to do, or I think most
Yeah.
artists lean towards I want to just come back out and do my own thing after all this time, but
At first, I did want to kind of go on a solo route, but then like I said, sonically, like man, the beats were just calling these people's voices. So I'm like, yeah, I need you on this. So then my thought process changed to like, this was supposed to be a whole nother project, and I switched gears and made it into an easily listening, so it could be like a recirculation, so I can drop this project that I'm going to put out later this summer.
okay,
So
work up.
that's what happened with that.
Can't wait for that. We definitely gonna be asking you about that in just a moment. What are you gonna take from what are you going to take from Weekend at Tony's and apply to this next project or any further projects?
um, it's gonna be another like easy listening structure.
Mhm.
Um, it's definitely have a few features on there. I won't say who I already got, but um, it's gonna be a few features on there, but it'll probably be more so focused on me. Um, I'm gonna try to keep the features to a minimum.
Tight. Can't wait to hear it. I know, because I am Frank 5D right here on the rap scene, and we hear everything first. So, just as soon as you send it over, we'll mash that right up and keep it moving now.
To keep it moving.
The culture's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Who won, Drake or Kendrick Lamar?
Of course, it was Kendrick.
Of course, it was Kendrick. What say you? Why say that?
I mean, I don't think that was really a battle to be had anyway with Drake anyway, because like, I mean, I know Drake's clever and he's a good rapper. Not gonna say he's not a bad rapper, but I mean, you talk about lyricism and like, just the cleverness of what Kendrick Lamar has been his whole career. I don't think you can really mess with the kid.
Yeah, I mean that's what most people are saying, that it wasn't even a war. It was just a battle, and that guy won. Um, can you be considered great at all without a beef? Like, not the greatest of all time here, but can you even run into the great realm category without having a beef and, yeah, I don't know, winning or losing?
I mean, I I don't know. That's I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, every great that I'm thinking of has had a beat. So like, I guess not. Like, I guess it kind of comes with the territory. Like, but I mean, that's like being the best athlete to somebody coming to try to take you down. So I mean, that's in anything you do.
Mhm. So yeah, Kendrick won. So Buffalo is not fucking with Drake. That's what you co-signing right there, right?
I'm,
We
I'm
got
not. I'm not saying that. You gonna get me kicked out.
Tony Boy said we write it down right here.
You about to get me kicked out, man.
There's I'm joking. There's a trend in this thing of ours of producers and rappers coming together for a dedicated project. Sometimes, in general for a certain concept, like Weekend at Tony's, your latest project. It feels like that, but it wasn't. And there were multiple producers on it. And was it hard to keep the cohesion of the project? And even plus coming off the hiatus, was it hard to really hone in and make it?
Yeah, it took me a while to get the beats that that fit each other. Um, like I said, I started off with the Camouflage Monk one, and then I got the other Monk one. I think I was in New York City or something like that. But yeah, I got them in different pockets, but it was always the sound in my head. It was like every time I would hear it, I'm like, hey, it's like who's doing what with this? Can I snag this? Can I snag that? And like lo and behold, nobody took any of those beats, and it just worked out. Like
Like,
there's some beats I have from like the producers that I didn't even get a chance to use. Like I have some pretty dope beats in the stash from producers that I didn't get a chance to use, but the joints for the new album are even crazy.
what was the inspiration behind the concept? Again, especially coming off the hiatus, Weekend at Tony's. We all know Weekend at Bernie's. If you don't, you're probably just too young. Well, what was the concept behind it? It was coming back to life, or were you propping hip hop back up and showing it off like hip hop ain't dead? Because everybody talking about that too.
It was more so like just like I know like you said the game was kind of lifeless to me at the point. So like it was like a kind of like a player. Like I'm people call me Drunk Uncle Tony because like I like to party too. So that's why it was a weekend thing. So like me and a bunch of the homies was like, oh, Weekend at Tony's. Like everybody's gonna come to the party, blah blah blah, and then like you're bringing this this total somber like chill sound, but people are probably gonna expect it to be a little bit more upbeat because it's like weekend. So like it was like a play on both.
Hey man, Bernie's was at the yacht resort on the beach. I remember, like I'm
Yeah, had his beat shirt on and everything.
right. And again, it sounds like some easy listening yacht hip hop, like not yacht rock, yacht hip hop, like straight up and down. Word up, word to my heart. Um, Thank you, Tony, for spending some time with us. We want to wrap this up. We've been on for a minute here. What else is coming up next? What's the name of that project that you got in the tub?
So the name of the next project is called Patience Pays.
Patience pays.
Yes, pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, and that's what's up. Pretty simple, explanatory. Um, where can the people hear Weekend at Tony's and that when it comes up? Where can people expect that
Um,
to drop?
yeah, Weekend at Tony's is at all streaming platforms. If you want to purchase it, go to bandcamp.com. Tonyboi at bandcamp.com. But yeah, everything will be on all streaming platforms. Might send out something early, for all the content guys. Uh, but yeah, it'll be out. Probably, I'm aiming for July, August.
Okay, word up, right around the corner. Um, what can we expect from Patience Pays?
Patience Pays will be another sonically blended together. I don't want to say masterpiece, but this a really dope project. Like another, you can play one through however many tracks I decide to finish at. It'll be more than seven though.
Word up. Okay. It feels like Weekend at Tony's was the hitting of a stride. Like so, I really can't wait to hear what's coming with Patience Pays. Uh, Drop the socials. Where can
Uh,
people follow you at?
People can follow me at Twitter and Instagram at I am Tonyboi. It's IMTONEYBOI, and I think that's really the only two on Facebook, but I'm not really on it that much.
Word up. You and me both. Yeah, and the WhatsApp. You got a WhatsApp. Everybody asks me for a WhatsApp every time. I'm like, dude, I don't.
Nah, if you don't got my number, we don't need to talk that much.
WhatsApp gives you a number. You know, it's one of those things like everybody use Facebook here. Like if you're overseas, everybody uses WhatsApp or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell the people, Tony Boy?
Um, I do have a couple other projects that might come out in between. I'm not sure yet, but I'm working on a project with Dante up in Toronto, and I might drop another Drunk Uncle EP. Just surprise. I don't know. Well, yeah, I got some stuff in the stash. We'll see. Just trying to build up the process to patience pays. So there'll be some surprises.
Can't wait. Drunk Uncle Tony surprises are the best. Thank you again, Tony Boy. That's what we got, people. Please tap in with Tony Boy, follow him, or we gonna kidnap your dog and treat him better than you treat him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
nah. Follow Tony Boy and follow me at Frank5D on any app you can tap. Writer, photographer, all that fly shit people adore. Enter here at the rap scene. Positive energy activates constant elevation.